What is it like around those parts in a week where you're taking on Texas?
Yeah, it's unlike any other week. It's just a different buzz and vibe, around the community. This is obviously an important game. It's such a historic game, and traditionally a great game. And so, you can kind of feel it in the air. It's one that, when you come coach or play at Oklahoma, you look forward to this one each and every year.
And how do you make it different for the kids? What do? Put it up in red letters or something like that? Walk me through how you impress upon these young men about this game.
Well, for us, it's we've got away a little bit from the notion that this is just like any other game. 3 years ago when I came here, I kind of tried that myself, and it's wrong. It is still football. It's still 11 on 11, all that good stuff. But it is also a different kind of intensity, a different kind of atmosphere. The game is, as good as college football gets. And so I think you've got to embrace it. And that's what we've done here the last couple of years. We've really embraced the how different this game is, what it takes to win it. And, and hopefully you can do that and have a chance to win there in the fourth quarter on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. It's always a rarity when you can take part in a series of which can be said first matchup 1900. I mean, there's not many of those.
No doubt. And you think about all the great coaches and players that have, gone down there to the Cotton Bowl each October and gone at it, the historic games, being at the same venue each year. You get the Texas State Fair around it. I mean, it's just, there's nothing else like it in sports. There's really not.
What is the biggest challenge for you this weekend moving forward? 5-0. I mean, everybody sees your competition nationally, what they look like from Alabama, whose Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback has yet to throw a pass in the fourth quarter yet, with what Ohio State has looked like. I mean, what is your challenge, Coach?
This game in itself. This game, kind of like we said earlier, it's unlike any other. It doesn't matter, how the teams are playing coming in. None of that matters. It's its own. It's like its own classification of games, really. It's such a heavy hitter. It's always, a tight game. Both teams are going to probably play the best ball that they play all year. So it's a unique game. It's always a challenge to win. And Texas obviously is, playing very well. And so, very, very talented roster and a very good football team. So I'm sure it's going to be like just all these others that we've had. Heavy hitting, going to be a tight game. Both teams are going to play well, and that's what you would expect in a game like this.
And you're from the state of Texas. You're a Texas Tech guy. I mean, are there people in the Riley family or on the family tree that might not be rooting for you this weekend?
Maybe some distant relatives, but they're not getting any Christmas presents this year. I can promise you that.
Just want to make sure that everything's all fine. And plus, so you obviously know the rivalry from that end as well. And being a Texas Tech guy and being there when Mike Leach was there as your coach and then on his staff, I got to ask you your favorite safe for work, potentially Mike Leach story that you can tell here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Oh, man. Probably I was a graduate assistant in his office. This probably was 2004. Cell phone rings, answers the phone. I was in there talking to him, doing some work at the same time. He starts talking to the guy. Conversation goes on like 30 minutes, which is, for him, a short conversation on the phone. And you could tell eventually that the phone cuts out. One of them loses service. They can't hear each other, so he clicks the phone. It was back when you had the old flip phone, so he flips it back open, redials, resumes, hey, I got you now, sorry, bad connection. They resume the talk for about another 30 minutes, hang up. After the talk, I just kind of in passing said, hey, Coach, who are you talking to? He said, oh, they had the wrong number.
What?
He talked to him for 30 minutes and then called them back, so that's Mike, that's Mike.
The wrong one of those. The wrong number?
Wow. The wrong number. Yeah, he asked him where they're calling from, and just there he goes. That's him.
Did you hear his quote this week on balanced offense? Did you hear that?
I did. I've heard that one for a long time, but it's still pretty funny.
So he's had his math wrong the entire time, that 50% and 50% is 50% stupid?
Yeah, I'm surprised he got that wrong, but I think we get the point.
I do.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.